So in our 200 years of living in this country, white Australians have made many mistakes. We've learned some pretty harsh lessons about living in a dry country. The way we think about water is the key to the future of our country and your state.
Australia is the driest inhabited continent on the planet, with the least amount of water in rivers, the lowest runoff and the smallest area of permanent wetlands of all continents. Northern Australia, a landscape that's waterless for 8 months of the year, receives around 1 million gigalitres of rain during the wet. This is more than 8 times the runoff in the Murray-Darling Basin. Covering an area from Cairns to Broome, North Australia's tropical stretch is huge and receives about a third of the nation's rainfall, creating more than 60 river systems. Most of these rivers are free-flowing. Is this Australia's next frontier? A food bowl for Asia? Our insurance policy to the overburdened Murray-Darling system? International demand for minerals, oil, gas, uranium, food and fibre is growing rapidly. According to the OECD, by 2020, more than half the world's middle class will be in Asia, and Asian consumers will account for over 40% of global middle-class consumption. There's a growing call for large-scale agriculture to be rapidly developed on remote waterways and outback farms from the Pilbara to the Queensland Gulf Country. Both major parties have continued to back the case to farm more of Australia's north. And there's support in Australia to develop a network of new dams across northern Australia. Mining is already valued at over $9 billion per year. But with the extensive exploration, this will surely increase. And unconventional gas exploration is booming in the north as multinational companies stake their claim. With rapidly expanding industry comes greater demand on our water resources and our environment, and new pressures on communities. One thing's for sure, we need to avoid the mistakes of the Murray-Darling Basin and water development schemes in the north that haven't lived up to expectations. But new pressures to develop Northern Australia will increase, particularly as our Asian region's population grows so rapidly. So far, the science suggests large-scale development may not be sustainable in Northern Australia. The Northern Australia Land and Water Task Force found in 2009 that Northern Australia would never be the food bowl of the world, Asia, or even Australia. Remoteness, poor soils, lack of infrastructure and the economics of new dams didn't add up. The climate hostile and evaporation in water storages extreme. Right now, Northern Australia has the world's most significant concentration of river catchments that still retain their ecological integrity. These resources are also extremely high cultural value to Aboriginal communities. And for all Australians, Northern Australia holds a special place as part of our national identity, partly in its harshness, but also in its natural beauty. It's what makes Australia exceptional. Enormous opportunities will present themselves in the coming century, and this will involve extraordinary change for its people. Aboriginal communities, farmers, scientists, business and politicians must work together to find a way to capture the potential economic opportunities offered in the north, while not unravelling its extraordinary environment. Ultimately, this will come down to difficult choices. It'll require strong institutions accessible by all. Having Aboriginal Australians front and centre of the debate will bring about enduring change. Science must continue to inform the debate on the potential development prospects based on the unique ecology of the North. And government must work to attract new investment from the world's most innovative and responsible companies. The economy of the North can be built on high quality, low impact production, particularly targeting the fastest growing region in the world, with innovative technologies and sustainable approaches tailored to an exceptional and unique environment. This will mean involving people from all backgrounds to carve out a way to get us from where the North is now to where we need it to be.